Imagine discovering your lover is also your sibling. This nightmare became a reality for Victoria Hill through a simple DNA test. What began as a quest to uncover her family history spiraled into a revelation that shook her to the core. Across America, similar tales of incestuous relationships are surfacing, often hidden for generations. The rise of at-home DNA testing kits has opened a Pandora's box of family secrets. These kits, promising insights into ancestry, are inadvertently revealing a darker side of family history. Prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of families forever changed by the revelations unearthed in their DNA. Join us as we navigate this sensitive and often shocking landscape. DNA tests, once confined to medical facilities, have become readily accessible and popular. Companies like 23andMe and Ancestry market them as tools for tracing ancestry and assessing potential health risks. Little did anyone expect they would unveil a Pandora's box of family secrets, particularly incestuous relationships. It starts with a simple saliva sample or cheek swab, analyzed in a laboratory. By comparing your DNA to a vast database, the test can pinpoint your ancestral origins and identify potential relatives. However, this same technology can also unearth uncomfortable truths, like half-siblings unknowingly engaging in romantic relationships. While these revelations can be life-altering, it's crucial to understand the limitations of DNA testing. DNA tests provide probabilities and estimates rather than absolute certainties, and it's essential to approach the results with caution. Steve Edsel, a seemingly ordinary man, purchased a DNA test hoping to uncover his distant ancestry. What he found instead was far more disturbing. His genetic match indicated a close familial relationship with his daughter. Further investigation revealed a horrifying truth. The daughter he had raised was conceived through an incestuous relationship between his wife and her father. Teresa Weiler, curious about her heritage, discovered she was not biologically related to the man she had always called her father. Her biological father was her mother's brother, making her a product of incest. These stories highlight the devastating impact of incestuous relationships being brought to light by DNA testing. For many, the results are life-altering revelations that challenge their very understanding of family and identity. The emotional toll can be immense, leaving individuals grappling with feelings of shock, anger, betrayal, and even guilt. While DNA tests offer a glimpse into our genetic makeup, they also have the power to unearth uncomfortable and often traumatic truths about our families. Incest, beyond its social stigma, carries significant health risks for offspring. When close relatives procreate, their offspring inherit a narrower gene pool, increasing the likelihood of inheriting recessive genes responsible for various genetic disorders. One of the most well-known examples is cystic fibrosis, a life-limiting genetic disorder. Similarly, other recessive genetic disorders like sickle cell anemia and Tay-Sachs disease are more prevalent in offspring of incestuous relationships. Beyond specific genetic disorders, children born from incestuous unions face an increased risk of various birth defects. The closer the genetic relationship between the parents, the higher the likelihood of these adverse health outcomes. Understanding the potential health risks associated with incestuous relationships is crucial for making informed choices and ensuring the well-being of future generations. Quantifying the prevalence of incest in the United States proves challenging due to its clandestine nature and underreporting. Historical data and contemporary research suggest it's more common than many might believe. Historically, estimates relied heavily on anecdotal evidence, court records, and limited sociological studies. Contemporary research, aided by advancements in DNA technology, attempts to shed light on the current prevalence of incest. Some studies estimate that approximately 0.2% to 1% of individuals in the U.S. have experienced some form of incestuous relationship. These figures translate to millions of individuals potentially affected by this hidden epidemic. Understanding the prevalence of incest is about acknowledging a complex social issue and working towards prevention, intervention, and support for those affected. The legal landscape surrounding incest in the United States presents a complex and often contradictory picture. While all 50 states have laws prohibiting sexual relationships between close relatives, the definition of close relative and the severity of punishment vary significantly. Most states define incestuous relationships as those involving sexual intercourse between individuals related by blood. However, some states extend this definition to include relationships between step-relatives or adoptive family members. Penalties for incest range from misdemeanor offenses to felony charges carrying decades of imprisonment. Factors influencing sentencing often include the age of the parties involved and the presence of coercion or abuse. Interestingly, while incest is universally prohibited, the legality of cousin marriage varies across the U.S. The legal status of cousin marriage often reflects historical precedents, religious beliefs, and varying perspectives on the potential risks and benefits of consanguineous relationships. The revelation of incestuous relationships through DNA testing thrusts a deeply uncomfortable topic into the public consciousness. Incest, often shrouded in secrecy and shame, occupies a unique space in the societal landscape, simultaneously condemned as a taboo act and, in some cases, quietly accepted within certain communities. On the one hand, incest remains a universally taboo subject, often met with disgust and moral outrage. On the other hand, instances of incest being accepted or even encouraged exist within certain isolated communities or subcultures. The rise of DNA testing challenges society to reconcile its conflicting attitudes toward this complex issue. Open dialogues, increased awareness, and a nuanced understanding of the various factors contributing to incest are crucial. Navigating this sensitive terrain requires empathy, education, and a willingness to engage in uncomfortable conversations. Discovering one's incestuous origins can inflict profound psychological trauma. The emotional fallout can be devastating, often leading to long-term mental health challenges. One of the most common reactions is a sense of profound shock and disbelief. This initial shock can give way to intense feelings of anger, betrayal, and resentment. The discovery often triggers a cascade of other emotional responses, including shame, guilt, and even self-loathing. The psychological impact of such a discovery often necessitates professional help. Therapy can provide a safe space to process complex emotions and develop coping mechanisms. The surge in popularity of at-home DNA testing kits has sparked a debate about the ethical implications of uncovering potentially life-altering information. Critics argue that DNA testing companies should do more to prepare consumers for the possibility of receiving shocking or distressing results. They contend that the informed consent process should explicitly address the potential for uncovering incest. Concerns exist about the emotional support offered by these companies. While some provide access to genetic counselors, critics argue that these services are often insufficient. Proponents of DNA testing argue that individuals have the right to know their genetic information. The debate highlights the complex ethical considerations surrounding genetic information. For individuals grappling with the emotional fallout of discovering incestuous relationships, seeking support is crucial. Mental health professionals can provide invaluable guidance and support. Support groups, both in person and online, provide a sense of community and shared experience. Several organizations focus specifically on incest and sexual abuse, offering a wealth of resources. These organizations can connect individuals with local support services and provide information about their rights. Navigating the aftermath of discovering incestuous origins is a deeply personal journey. By accessing available resources, individuals can begin to process their emotions and find healing. The rise of at-home DNA testing has ushered in a new era of family secrets. As more individuals delve into their genetic heritage, we can expect to see a continued surge in revelations of incestuous relationships. The increasing prevalence of these discoveries necessitates a societal shift in how we approach incest. Open dialogues, destigmatization, and increased awareness are crucial. The legal landscape surrounding incest may also evolve in response to these discoveries. The rise of DNA testing compels us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our families. By engaging in open and honest conversations, we can create a society better equipped to address the complexities of incest and its lasting impact.